All right, everyone, welcome back into another PrizePicks video. It is Taco Tuesday, and so we're going to be touching on the top props to go with the tacos for today. Going to start off real quickly with a recap and a strategy for Taco Tuesday. Let's go. So yesterday's recap finally had a bad day after a really awesome stretch. That's going to happen. I've been warning you guys about that. That is just how it goes. It's a numbers game, right? You can't be just dominating the whole time. That's just not going to happen. That's not a likely outcome. And so my expectation was to have a bad day like that. And that's kind of why I've been pausing and bringing that to attention, that a day like that was going to happen, and it happened. And for some reason or another, it's like a Monday thing as well. I don't know why that's been happening, but Mondays have been strangely a weird day. But today we have Taco Tuesday, and I do just want to talk about Taco Tuesday strategy. So with Taco Tuesday, we do get 3 separate tacos that come out throughout the day. I think everyone knows that by now, right? And my specific strategy, especially with this video, is that I want to find the 5 best prop bets that we can go ahead and pair individually with that taco. Okay, that way, if we hit 2 bets with each taco and all the tacos hit, we are having a profitable day. All you need to do is hit 6 bets on the day total to have a profitable day by doing that. I like to use this as a free money day. It's basically a promo that we can take advantage of. And so that's my process throughout the day. Now, if you guys want to attack it a different way, if you guys have a different strategy, that is perfectly fine, right? Biggest thing with sports betting is just having a strategy and sticking to that strategy. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the top props for today. All right, guys, so the first prop bet that we get for today is going to be looking at Bam for over 14.5 points. Now, I'm someone that's always going to tell people to just take that prop, to take the taco prop. I don't know. I guess I just wouldn't be shocked to see Bam not get to 14.5 points. Obviously, in the last game, got to 13. Really just need one more bucket. And chances are he's going to get there. And if we pull up the data for it, the average sportsbook line actually has it set at 17.93, and they are still favoring the over there. He is projected to get a lot as well, about 20. And so as a whole, this should be a prop bet that hits. And I just want to make that clear. But we are always, my strategy is to just always take the tacos just because it is a discount. And that's really what I'm trying to do each video, is just find the best prop bets. Well, the tacos are always going to be the best prop bets. So let's go ahead and just touch on the rest of this game. What are we expecting? So the Heat are actually going to be favored in this game to win by 1.5 points. And we can see the game over and under is going to be set at 216, which for these two teams does feel pretty high, especially with what their game over and unders were set at throughout the playoffs thus far. So maybe there's some room for us to go ahead and attack it. Let's go ahead and pull up the 9-to-5 PrizePicks cheat sheet to see if there are any props that are standing out right off the bat. All right, so just using the 9-to-5 PrizePicks cheat sheet, we're going to go ahead and just look at the most favorable props that we are getting. We can see Marcus Smart for over 3.5 rebounds is probably the best bet that we're getting on paper, just with regards to what Vegas is saying that is the best prop, because it has minus 137.6 odds to get the over there. And if we go ahead and pull it up here as well, we can see he has about a 54% chance to hit as well. So yeah, that's probably a prop bet that we're going to want to go ahead and make, because they probably will bump it throughout the day. Even though he's only projected to get 3.4, that's only one more rebound. Now let's go ahead and see if we are getting any other favorable props. And I think we can just see, just based off the edge that we are getting, the lines are very tight today. Maybe like Duncan Robinson for over points. He's projected to get 8.7. The PrizePicks line has it set at 6.5, as well as the average sportsbook line. I'm actually curious as to why this is. Interesting there. That's just surprising to me. 16.57. I will say, with Kevin Love potentially being banged up, they kind of downplayed it. Eric Spoelstra downplayed it. And while I bring up Eric Spoelstra, man, I'm giving more credit. I know Jimmy Butler has been dominating, don't get me wrong, but man, the job that Eric Spoelstra has done this postseason has really just been phenomenal. I would say he's easily been the coach of the year just based off the playoffs. But yes, looking at Kevin Love, he is someone that is currently questionable. Like I said, Eric Spoelstra said he could have come back in that game. Last game, they're up by 15. They felt like they didn't need to push him. Only played 5 minutes, and he went off in those 5 minutes. Typically speaking, he gets about 15 minutes. So, maybe Duncan Robinson for points you could roll with. Then on the flip side, the only other decent prop that was popping up was Derek White for over points. This has been a prop that has kind of been popping up throughout this series as well, just because he has been a little bit better this series and has actually been getting the minutes this series. And so we do see his points total is up a little bit. I don't know if I would really want to chase that. I would say probably not. Let's see if there are any other props. For underbad, probably not chasing that. Any ones in which the lines are not matching. We already saw the Bam one. Gabe Vincent potentially you could roll with. Man, I would say he's probably due for a bad game after really just dominating, after shooting lights out. Like Gabe Vincent went 11 for 14, 6 for 9. That is most likely not going to happen again tonight. I would say maybe we go with one of the other guards where Max Strauss maybe we roll with. I would say like he'd be the next one to step up. It was Kyle Lowry, then it was Vincent, now it's Max Strauss' turn. So maybe you potentially roll with him. And he's someone that's been right around there, like literally a bucket the last 2 games from getting the over there. So if he does have a little bit better of a better night shooting, then he is going to be able to get that over 11.5 points. So I find this very interesting. The Malcolm Brogdon fantasy score prop is extremely interesting because finally Vegas is saying that he is going to struggle today by pulling in all those projections. So just something worth monitoring. Same thing with Al Horford. This is actually the most I've seen where fantasy points are actually being very undervalued based off of the average sportsbook line compared to PrizePicks. Maybe the game in itself, maybe this high over and under that we saw for it, maybe that's a little bit too high because based off the props that they're giving us here, for fantasy score at least, might suggest that they could struggle. And then for what it's worth, like my favorite prop from this game is going to be Robert Williams for over 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's just done that each game thus far against Miami. And now last game, he didn't really get that much run, and that'd be the worry. Okay, I want to make that clear. At the same time, I do expect him to still get 20 plus minutes, and if that occurs, then he should be able to get there. This is very much risk reward based. This is very much dependent on the minutes, okay? All right, so guys, so as I literally was switching the scenes here to go to the MLB and NHL props to go with the tacos as well, I did notice that the Marcus Smart prop for rebounds had been bumped, unfortunately. But I do want to call out another thought process just real quick. So that kind of means like the best odds bet that we were getting on the day would actually be Duncan Robinson for over points, but also at the same time, like if we're doing the points prop, because the points prop is set at 6.5, he got 22 in the last game and 15 in the previous game, 0 in the first game, 6 and 17. The thing with it is, it's like if he's going to get to over 6.5 points, you could just potentially do the over 1.5 threes made. At the same time, like if he is getting the over 6.5 points, it's probably because he's going off. And like you could even do points, rebounds, and assists if you want to like maybe bake in a rebound or 2, maybe an assist or 2 as well. Like those all kind of correlate together. So I just want to make that clear. Like if you're betting on Duncan Robinson, you're betting on maybe potentially Kevin Love not getting as many minutes, but you're also betting on the fact that there are different ways to go about it. But ultimately you're betting on him having a good night shooting and making those threes. So it's really up to you guys what you want to do with that information. Now let's go ahead and get into the other good props on the day. So now switching up, getting to the specific PrizePicks cheat sheet. And yes, like I mentioned, they did go ahead and take out that Marcus Smart rebounds prop, unfortunately. And once again, like the Duncan Robinson threes one is decent. Okay. And if we get news that maybe Kevin Love, he's probable, but like at the same time, they're up 3-0. Like maybe his minutes are monitored. Maybe he doesn't even play. Like because they don't need to risk it, potentially. Robinson maybe gets a few more minutes then. And then we can see maybe points, maybe threes. We also have Caleb Martin in there as well. Another one that would potentially benefit as well for points and assists you could go with. All okay. But let's talk about some NHL and NBA props or MLB props that are popping up. So we are getting a decent amount of pitcher strikeout props. We got Rich Hill for over 4.5. He's projected to get 4.8 strikeouts. You can see it has a 53% chance to hit. And then we also see Berrios as well. Those are going to be 2 decent props. And I'm looking here. I had Mackenzie Gore for over strikeouts. I'm curious if that got bumped. So let's go and pull those up on PrizePicks. Yep, it did. Gosh, the content timing here, guys. Apologies. I was waiting until the first taco came out. And that's unfortunate. So yeah, they bumped Mackenzie Gore. We'll see. Let's look at the other 2. So we got Rich Hill for over 4.5 strikeouts. And so my worry is that the matchup's going to be very difficult going against Texas. They are actually, especially over the last 3, one of the teams that strike out the least. So this would be a prop in which we would have to have Rich Hill going deep into his start in order for it to hit. Okay, we can see like that has also been the worry. Like only 6 innings there, 3.2, 5.1. 6 he got there. So like really, I would say we need him to get 6 innings pitched for that prop to hit. And then we did see the Berrios one as well. He is someone that like, yeah, if he's on, he's going to crush this one. But going against Tampa, who has also been a team that hasn't struck out that much recently, it does worry me as well. So this is a weird one. This is one in which we could almost tease it as well for like 6 strikeouts or something. But going against Tampa the last time out, he did get 6 strikeouts in that game. So I just wanted to point that out as well. So maybe that helps him out to get there. He had a win in that game. Let's see here. Gave up 1 run. So pretty solid. But like I said, Tampa over the last few games has been pretty solid. Then let's just go ahead and look and see if we have any other good props. Like sure, maybe shots on goal for Max there. Like 53% chance that not the best there. Any under bets? No, not really. So let's go ahead and look at some hitting based props. So the first one that we have is going to be Juan Soto for over 7.5 hitting fantasy score. And finally, the streak of the best hitting props hitting missed. That was like a 9-day streak. It was really strange. Like that shouldn't be happening. And I felt like I made that clear the last few videos. But what I like about the Juan Soto one here is not only is he projected to get more than that, the Vegas line has it set at 8.68, but they are favoring the over in that regard as well. And so the PrizePicks line being set at 7.5, I like that. That should be a good prop that hits. Let's look at some other favorable potential hitting props that we are getting. And so we can see Paul Goldschmidt popping up there again. Unfortunately, he was the top prop yesterday, and he only got to 6 points. He had 2 walks and 1 run. Struck out once as well, but, you know, he could easily get there again tonight. So I don't mind that. Obviously, the board is really liking that. So I have come to trust this one. And so I'm probably just going to continue with it as well. And so we got the Juan Soto one, just where Vegas is liking it as well. And then we got this one. Then we can see Cedric Mullins as well. The issue that I have with Cedric Mullins is that he has low-key been killing it lately. And what you're really hoping for here is that he gets on base and gets a steal. And, you know, strangely enough, he just hasn't been stealing a lot recently. He's been one of the better players in fantasy baseball this season. And so I guess the biggest worry would be, does he continue this kind of hot streak that he has going in terms of hits? Because he's been getting a hit basically every game. We'll see. All right, so on Taco Tuesday, I typically like to give you guys at least 5 props to use throughout the day. But because 2 of my favorite props on the day, the Gore strikeout props and then the Marcus Smart one, which was the best prop they were getting throughout the day, have now been adjusted up, unfortunately. I'm only going to give out 4. And so they are going to be these hitting fantasy score props. They missed yesterday. All 4 of them missed. My favorite 4 from yesterday missed. And if you guys have been following the coverage, you know that the hitting fantasy score props have been hitting. So it's either going to go one of 2 ways. Either there's going to be like an correction where all the hitting fantasy score props seem to hit today, or it's going to be the fact that we were just riding way too hot with those hitting fantasy score props, and it's just due to come back down to a normal average, not basically 90% hitting, right? We'll see, obviously. And then my favorite NBA prop that we're getting right now as it sits, just based off of kind of my expectations for that game, is that they don't really need to give Kevin Love minutes. To me, that doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense, given the fact that they're up 3-0. Obviously, you want to close out the series when you can, but at the same time, anything happens, and maybe he does get playing time. If anything happens, then he just doesn't need to get those minutes as well. So thus, Duncan Robinson should be able to get a little bit more run. I went with the over points, although, you know, if he's going to get the minutes, that's the bet. Then you could also run out the Robert Williams prop if you wanted to. I don't know. I haven't really had a good feel for really the Miami team in general this postseason too much. Okay, so that's gonna be it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage. If you did, you know what to do. Give that like and subscribe. That does help out the channel a lot. Trying to keep growing this channel and hopefully providing more and more value to this betting community. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good Taco Tuesday, and as always, let's keep cashing.